Good afternoon. My name's George from Wigan Training Limited. Today I'd just like to introduce myself to my YouTube channel and to everyone that may choose to watch this video sometime after uploading the video. Full stop. I've got my trusty cup of tea here. Oh, that's nice. I was just thinking to myself, I've actually just come back from delivering some paediatric first aid training with a group of 11 people. And it went really, really well. I thought, I'll just come into the conservatory and have a moment. And I was just thinking back to an interesting moment in my life. And it was shared with a group of scouts and some scout leaders. And we were up camping in the Langdale Pikes, which is in the Lake District, sort of in the northwest of England in the United Kingdom. It was early morning. We had tranches with methylated spirit at the time, so going back quite some time, and there was some hot water on to make a cup of tea. We made the cup of tea, but the scouts were still, I suppose, in dreamland. It was really early in the morning, very quiet, and we were next to Stickle Tarn, which, in case you're not aware, sometimes it's called a lake. And there was a beautiful, beautiful morning. It was sunny, warm, and we got up at the right time because the sun was reflecting Paediatric. Paediatric is sort of like half a circle shaped type of mountain, and we could see the full reflection in the water. And it was a special moment for both me and the scout leader. Everyone else was perhaps not up at the same time as I recall. And I said to the scout leader, I was an assistant scout leader and an RKler, so a Cub Scout leader. And I said to the scout leader, aren't we lucky to be in scouts? Meaning that if I wasn't in scouts, I wouldn't have this treasured moment to remember. And the scout leader looked at me, and I could see him thinking about this. And I was waiting for a reply because back then I was sort of impatient, a little bit stressed from time to time, easily anxious, but over time and experience and age, I've sort of calmed down a lot, and I look after myself now. And he turned round and said, George, it's not just about being in scouts. You're lucky to be alive at this moment in time. And I thought to myself, it took me a bit of time to realise what he meant. And we talked a bit longer while the kids, the scouts, were still sorting themselves out and preparing their own breakfasts. And I looked back at the scouts while they were sort of supervising from a distance, and they were all enjoying themselves, all out in the outdoors, camping on the fells. And I thought, we're both right, or we're both correct, if you want to say correct. I was right because at the time I was in scouts and it was a complete adventure. And me as an adult, doing things that more younger people would do. I hadn't been camping before. And so I'd only been in Scout as a leader a couple of years, and it was a great experience. But I also thought to myself, as I was coming home, I thought, I must try and make a video. I've tried to rehearse a couple of times and made a mess. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to try a video and see if it works. And I'll close my eyes, put some ear defenders. These are not wired. These are just defenders. They're a safety equipment. And I'll just put the YouTube video up and see how I get on. And well, I'll find out later. So that was a special moment for me. And this is a special moment for me making a video for you all. Hopefully you'll all enjoy the video and maybe we'll meet again on another video. I'm thinking along the lines of this YouTube channel, if you don't mind me just mentioning, of doing quite a lot of different things through conversations and having conversations with you. And you might be coming to the channel in terms of thinking about mental health and well-being, because you might be anxious or stressed. And so I am going to talk about these sort of situations where people find themselves in. So I'm a mental health first aid trainer, a safeguarding trainer, so I can sort of advise schools on having safeguarding procedures in place to make sure our young people are safe, not only in their day-to-day activities in school, but also in the rest of their lives as well, which leads me nicely onto another area. So safeguarding and talking to you about how we look after people and young people, because you might have grandchildren, young children, and they may want to use technology. So I am going to be doing some talks to you all, or conversations on how to look after ourselves in our digital world. Also, I train people in first aid, so we might have a conversation on first aid, but I'm not limiting our conversations. Hopefully you've enjoyed this short video. I know I'm having a cup of tea, and strangely I'm not nervous at the moment about speaking to you all. Other areas, because I've been on YouTube quite a long time watching other people, and some, I say, YouTubers are absolutely fantastic at the way they can present information to people. So we could be doing quite a lot of things. I do want to talk about things that trouble teenagers, children and adults in our lives. And although I'm not a doctor, I hope to be able to give you some thoughts and some signposts, some people where you think, you know what, I really need help, and admitting that you're getting anxious or you're really stressed in the workplace. I'll hopefully have some tips for you, sound tips, genuine tips and advice on how to get yourselves help. The Digital Adventures series for children are aimed at primary children, so that parents of young families will know what they need to consider if at Christmas time, and because families might be watching this video at Christmas time, I need to mention Father Christmas, even though we're in summer, the children might get an Xbox, a laptop, a smartphone. And so some of the videos will be on how to help children navigate technology, to make them safe or feel safe, to get them to talk to their parents. And if they see something that makes them feel uncomfortable, to talk to a trusted, safe adult as soon as possible. It's not their fault. And I want to convey this type of information from time to time in some of our conversations that we have. Anyway, I think I've taken up a lot of your time already. Um, and usually when I make a cup of tea, I get immersed in things like social media, and I don't doom scroll as far as I'm aware, but my time can be taken up by social media or looking. In fact, I'll tell you what I have done because it happens to me. Sorry, I'm looking away from the camera. I'm just putting my cup down so I don't break it. What I have noticed, and I've done it a couple of times, I've uploaded 3 digital videos for children video explainers, and I've used ChatGPT and Gemini to sort of write what's called a prompt, some instructions. I've given it to Notebook LM and I've copied and pasted the instructions into Notebook LM and said, please make me an explainer video on VR, virtual reality masks that the children may wear. And in that video, it's great because it's given an opportunity for parents to consider the layout of the room that the children are going to use the VR mask on, because obviously when they're fully immersed, their mind is immersed in this game, this adventure that they're on, but they forget about the physical world and furniture around them. So some of the videos are really, really useful that I want to give. Other ways that people might be interested is that I'm going to explain to you how I use technology like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, Claude, and Notebook LM. Now I've managed all 5 or all 4 or 5 of those platforms in a structured way so that I can achieve my targets that I want to set myself. And so I'm going to talk to you on some videos and screen share how I use the software or the app. What I'm not going to do, because I'm not quick enough, I'm sorry about this, is that I'll show you how I use Notebook LM or Claude or ChatGPT, but not in a way that's super fast, where I show you 45, 50 stages, click file, click this, click that, then you'll see this screen, and then I'll click this button, and it'll be too fast for you. And I'm not fast like that. So there's some great videos out there on using technology, and the presenters are very, very good at delivering lots of information quite quickly. But when I've watched them, if that's the correct wording, I've thought, oh, slow down, because I've forgotten several stages. So what I tend to do, and you probably won't believe this, I have to go back and watch the video again, and it might be 5 or 6 times, even though there's timestamps in the description, which I'm just starting to learn about. And I'll tell you something, you'll probably smile at this. I only found out about how to create a tag in Facebook on I think it was Friday or Saturday, because I wanted to tag a friend into my Facebook post. And yesterday, which was Sunday, I only learned about tagging a YouTube video to make it searchable. So, but when I show you how to use these different apps, I'm going to show you how I came to use them and why. And so I'll show you in real time how I'm using them and how I've got workflows, but at a slower pace. And I must say, thank you very much for joining me on this video. I think I've been speaking for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll finish my cup of tea and I hope to meet you again sometime soon. Please take care of yourselves. Oh, sorry, I forgot. People say, and I don't know exactly why yet, people say give you a thumbs up and subscribe. Well, I have done that on other people's videos, and I've clicked subscribe and thought, right, that's easy to do. And I've clicked a thumbs up if I like the video. I am a little bit naive at times. I'm sorry about this. It's easy for me as a user to click subscribe. So it tells me when a new video comes out and the thumbs up. But I have no idea, honestly, genuinely, hand on heart, no idea how to get a thumbs up on the video that I'm making now or a subscribe button. Maybe one day when you come back after about 100 videos time, I'll have learned how to do that. But anyway, I'm enjoying my few moments of rest after work and my cup of tea, and I hope you're going to enjoy yourself at some time today. Take some time out, 10-15 minutes, and just relax and enjoy the moment. When your children come home from school, give them a great big hug. They'll probably wonder why and think, uh-oh, what have I done? But genuinely show lots of empathy. And believe it or not, even when you're stressed with bills, utility bills and food bills at the moment, giving yourself time to just relax, grab hold of the children, give them a good hug, tell them you love them, find out what they've done today. It really does help reduce anxiety and stress. Anyway, I must go for now. It's been a pleasure meeting you all, and I look forward to meeting you again. My name was George from Wigan Training Limited. Bye bye for now.